Salam Jami'an. So we are in chapter 13, linear equations and inequalities of the first degree in one unknown. We explained before, or we work on part 1 in Roman, which was the equations of the first degree, and we solved an activity and we wrote some properties. Part 2 was about inequalities of the first degree. Also we will solve an activity and we wrote properties, and now we are in part 3, sign table of a binomial of the first degree. This is one of the most important things that we should know of our curriculum, how to find the sign table of a binomial of the first degree. Binomial means two terms, bi. Unfortunately polynomial chapter is cancelled this year, but you should know monomial is formed of one term. So if you have ax power n, it's called monomial. If you have ax power n plus bx power p, for example, it's called binomial. Bi, it means two. If you have ax power m plus bx power p plus cx power whatever n, it's called trinomial. So binomial, it means a polynomial that is formed of two terms. Anyway, sign table of a binomial of the first degree, it's in the form ax plus b. How to set up the sign table of a binomial of the first degree? You have firstly to know the rule. The rule is to set up the table of sign of the function f. I have to draw a table. I used to draw a vertical and a horizontal line. I will say x vary from minus infinity till plus infinity for sure. And the function f, we have to find the root of ax plus b. What is a root? The root is the solution of the equation f of x equal to 0. And before the roots you have opposite sign as a. What is a? A is the coefficient of x, and after the root we will have the same sign as a. So the sign table is a table that describes the sign of a function f. The sign table of a binomial of the first degree could be in the form plus minus or minus plus. It means when it's positive it's noticed by or write as plus, and when it's negative it's you do write a minus. Minus represent here that the function is negative. So the rule is how to draw that sign table. You have first to find the root. Before the root is opposite sign, and after the root is gonna be same sign. And we can explain later how they found the rule, how they found that this is the rule to find the sign table of a function of the first degree. But firstly I want to solve an exercise or an example. Example 1, if you have f of x equal to x minus 6, and you need to set up its sign table. At first you have to solve to find the root. So you say 2x minus 6 equal to 0 implies, it means that 2x equals 6, so x equal 3. So 3 is the root of the function f. Now I need to set up the sign table of the function. Vertical line, then a horizontal line. You can draw a table, بس انه انا بحسك اسهل. x vary always from minus infinity to plus infinity in a binomial of the first degree. f admits 3 as a root, and the 3 as a root. Okay, before the root, opposite sign as a. What is a? A is the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 2, and 2 is positive, so we'll have minus then plus. Maybe another example, if you have the function f of x equal minus 2x plus 10, and you need to set up the sign table. The first thing to do is to solve the equation to minus 2x plus 10 equal to 0 to find the root. The root is the value that vanishes the polynomial or the binomial. It means that minus 2x equal minus 10, then x equal 5. So to set up the table of sign or sign table, we need to draw a vertical and a horizontal line. Then we'll say x vary from minus infinity till plus infinity, and the function f admits 5 as a root. Before the root, opposite sign of a as a is negative here, so before the root is positive, then negative. So it's simply like that. If a positive, who's a, what is a? A is the coefficient of x. If the coefficient of x is positive, the sign table will be in this form. Minus then plus. But if a is negative, the sign table will be in this form. Plus minus. Okay, I will solve more examples. Example 3, let f of x equal, for example, minus 5x plus 7, and I need to set up its sign table. At first I have to find the root. Minus 5x plus 7 equal to 0 implies minus 5x equal minus 7 plus x equal minus 7 over minus 5 is 7 over 5. So I found the root. Now I have to set up a sign table. خط بالطول خط بالعرض, vertical and horizontal line. X vary from minus infinity till plus infinity under 5. I should find the sign of f. F admits as a root 7 over 5. Before the root, opposite sign as a. A is minus 5, so before the root is plus, then minus. Okay, example 4. If I have the function, I'm not going to name it f of x, for example h of x. H of x equal minus x plus 3, and I need to set up the sign table. At first I have to find the root. I will find the root on a draft paper. Minus x plus 3 equal to 0, minus x equal minus 3, so x equal 3. I found the root, so now I can set up the sign table. I can draw a table. هلا في كتار بيعملوه هيك, they draw it exactly as a table, انه هيدا more perfect. يعني في كتار بيرسموه as a table هيك, انه اكيد هيدا افضل. يعني x vary from minus infinity till plus infinity, بس نحنا بشكل عام نرسمه هيك, انه كمان this represent a table. function h عند root تاولا 3 قبل opposite sign as a. coefficient للx is minus, لكن قبل plus بعدها minus. اوكي, هيك بنكون شرحنا الساين تيبل. فينا نعطي بعد more examples عنه. بعد حأعطي 2 examples. أكتر ساين تيبل بيعمل confusing عند الطلاب هو مثلا g of x equal x. إذا معنا x لوحدها ما بيعرفوا how to set up a sign table, ومرات بيفكروا إنه x is always positive. x is not always positive. At first مثل الكل we need to find the root. We'll say x equal to 0. So this is the root. The root of x is x equal to 0. So it's 0. Sign table, I have to draw a table first. خط بالطول خط بالعرض. x vary from minus infinity till plus infinity. x or g of x admits 0 as a root. So before the root, opposite sign as a. coefficient of x is positive, it's 1. coefficient of x is 1, so it's positive, so we have a minus then plus. Opposite sign. Example 6. If we have k of x equal, for example, 3x plus 5, and we need to find its table of variation. At first we have to find the root on a draft paper. 3x plus 5 equal to 0, so x equal minus 5 over 3. Minus 5 over 3 is the root of this function, of this binomial. What does mean root? When you replace x by minus 5 over 3, you will obtain 0. في أحيان تلاميذ بيسألوا شو هيدا اللي بالنص. This is a zero. This is a zero because this value the root vanishes the function. يعني هيدا الفاليو بيعمل الفانكشن zero, so this is its value. I have to set up the sine table, so I have to draw vertical and the horizontal line. X vary from minus infinity to plus infinity, and I need to find the sign of k of x. K of x admits minus 5 over 3 as a root. Before the root, opposite sign as a is positive, so minus بعدين plus. هيدا الساين تيبل تاعول الفانكشن of the first degree, binomial of the first degree. وهو كتير 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 مهم. ماشي. هنعمل بعد هلا example what if we have a product of two binomials of the first degree. بلكي في عنا times بيناتهم أو divide. كيف how to set up the table of variation. هنسميها هيدي application. Set up the sine table of the function f of x equal 2x minus 6 into minus 3x plus 6. If we have a product of factors, how to find the sign of the product, how to find the sign of the function. At first we have to find the root of each factor. For example, 2x minus 6, we write on a paper or on draft paper or on the same paper 2x minus 6 equal to 0, so 2x equals 6 and x equals 3. So we found the root of the first factor. Then we have to find the root of the second factor, which is minus 3x plus 6 equal to 0, minus 3x equal minus 6, so x equal 2. So this function admits two roots, 2 and 3. 3 is the root of 2x minus 6 and 2 is the root of minus 3x plus 6. Now we have to set up the sine table. خط بالطول خط بالعرض. X vary from minus infinity till plus infinity. At first we have 2x minus 6 is the first factor. Then minus 3x plus 6 is the second factor. So we have to put the factors. We have to put each factor. We write the first factor, then we write the second factor, then their product will be the function f. We have also two roots, 3 and 2. So we have two roots, 3 and 2. We have two roots, but we can't write 3 before 2 because it's like a numbered line. It should be from the lowest value to the highest value. You should write 2. You should write 2 then 3 because 2 is smaller than 3. ما فينا نحط 3 قبل 2 من الصغير للكبير يعني. Now we have to find to write the sum of each factor. 2x minus 6 admits 2 as a root. مين الروت تاعولها 2؟ لا sorry. 2x minus 6 admits 3 as a root. 3 as a root. الروت تاعولها 3 هي 2x minus 6 root تاعولها 3. So before the root, all the places before the root must be opposite sign as a. A is positive because it's 2. So before the root we have minuses. All the cases before the root are negative here, and after the root are positive. Opposite same. Before the root opposite, after the root same. يعني بنحدد الروت كل اللي قبله opposite كل اللي بعده same. For example, minus 3x plus 6. Minus 3x plus 6 admits 2 as a root. طلعنا لها minus 3x plus 6 طلعنا لها الروت تاعولها طلع 2. Before the root opposite sign as a. A is negative. So before the root is positive and after the root is negative. And finally their product. Minus times plus minus. Minus times minus plus. Plus times minus minus. any number times 0 is 0, 0 times any number is 0. So this is how we set up the sign table of our function that is a product of factors, and it's very important. أنا بكتفي لحد هون. نحن بنكون شرحنا الساين تيبل خلصناه. اللي عنده أسئلة بيرجع بيحكينا. بكفي هالقد. يعطيكم العافية. شكرا.